Hey class, just wanted to discuss with you more on economic development during the postbellum period in America, particularly focusing this week on one important figure who played a tremendous role during the postbellum years, and that is Andrew Carnegie. Most known for creating Carnegie Steel or U.S. Steel. Um, Carnegie led the expansion of the U.S. steel industry in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Um, Moreover, Carnegie became a leading philanthropist in the United States, changing both educational and humanities landscapes in the United States, more towards his retirement throughout the mid or late, early and mid 20th centuries. Um, Most known for utilizing the Bessemer process, this allowed Carnegie to grasp hold and lead the steel industry in the United States throughout the early 20th century. As the company grew, Carnegie bought and combined multiple smaller companies and corporations that he eventually combined into one company that was originally known as Carnegie Steel. However, by 1901, with the help of J.P. Morgan, Carnegie created the U.S. Steel Corporation, making this combination the largest creation to date. According to Fitch, in his article, the U.S. Steel Corporation and labor, most of the labor force of the company was represented by those of Southern and Southeastern Europe, which gave immigrants into the United States a chance of making a living and creating a home for themselves here in the United States. However, Parsons and Ray in their study described the endeavor of U.S. Steel as one in which the industry was permitted to capture long-term monopoly rents in the face of competitive forces and the Sherman Act. So in retrospect, some economists feel that the U.S. Steel came to a point of monopolization due to its size and consumption of small businesses and corporations throughout the late 19th and early 20th centuries. In some aspects, political limits on U.S. Steel's expansion and economic activity faltered due to its growth. However, the industry was responsible for the tremendous growth of the U.S. economy throughout the early 20th century. We see a massive explosion in the Midwest during this time, giving again many immigrants from Europe and those involved in the Great Migration and others who fled the South during those postbellum years a chance to make a living and regain status following the aftermath of the Civil War. According to Paul Krauss, after Carnegie's retirement, he became a leading philanthropist in the United States, donating a large portion of his acquired wealth by honoring America with libraries and art institutions bearing his name. Carnegie was always very fond of the education system and was very concerned with its state during his day. He always wanted to better the education system by providing funds for the improvement of such and creating over 3,000 libraries throughout the United States after his retirement from the steel industry. Again, he reformed the education throughout America and back home in his home states there in Europe with his devotion to donating land and money as he worked towards his goal of provision for education. Again, Carnegie made a huge impact during those postbellum years, and even though U.S. Steel may have grown into the largest corporation consuming most of those smaller businesses, he was able to provide a large industry in which people were able to make a living and find work during the postbellum years. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to learning from your presentations this week.